I gotta say this.
What?
Bessie's hair looked like the mayor of Whoville.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Can you picture it?
Yes, I can.
She looked like the mayor of Whoville. And it didn't come to me like who exactly she looked like. I the first time she came out the kitchen with that hairdo on this episode, I was like, oh, this is bad. But when Joey and their dad were dancing and she comes from out of the kitchen, that's when I went, mayor of Whoville.
Yes.
That's what she looks like. If only her nose was like pinned up, she would look like that character from The Grinch. It just was cracking me up internally.
Well, Abby's hair in this episode was pretty awful.
Just random pigtails or just ponytails everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't speak ill of the dead.
Excuse you. Finally. Okay. Welcome to Press Play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. Why did I do that again?
I don't know.
What the heck? I didn't even think about it.
One remote.
I don't know where that came from. Okay. Welcome to Press Play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. Now I'm getting holy tongue twister. Okay. Welcome to Press. Jesus, have mercy, please. Okay. We're going to get it together. Welcome to Press Play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. The Rewatch podcast where we dive back into the shows and movies we couldn't stop talking about in college and probably still can't. We're your hosts, Anna and Megan. 2 roommates with 1 remote, ready to laugh, debate, and maybe get a little too nostalgic as we revisit the classics and discover a few new favorites along the way. So grab your popcorn, press play, and hang out with us as we rewind it all, episode by episode, movie by movie.
Okay, so the synopsis for episode 18. With Joey's father back in town after being paroled from prison, he persuades Bessie to expand the ice house to cater weddings. Needing help, they enlist the services of the gang as staff. Andie tells Pacey that she hates weddings, but he loves them, while Joey doesn't think her ex-con father should be seen around Capeside. In a comedy of errors, Jack and Dawson battle to help a scared bride. Andie and Pacey scramble to fix the wedding cake, while Mitch shows up with his new girlfriend. That's probably a stretch, the word girlfriend.
Yeah.
Nicole Kennedy, making Gail sad and Dawson angry. Also, the troublemaking Jen and Abby crash the ceremony to steal some food and liquor for another night out, which eventually leads to tragedy. So, from the last episode, we went on a bit of a hiatus. So, that makes more sense for that cliffhanger of Joey's dad coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was March 10th. This episode aired on April 28th.
Ah.
So went on a bit of a hiatus in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
It has a popularity rating of 5 out of 128.
Interesting.
And an IMDb user rating of 33.
That's kind of surprising to me. Okay.
Well, we got rid of somebody.
I guess it made people happy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, but I am glad that she's finally gone.
I know. But it's still a long time before we get rid of that negativity because Jen spirals after this.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah. But, okay, I just want to start with those two because Jen, I don't know if things, it couldn't have aired, I mean, it couldn't have been filmed in a different order because of Joey's dad coming back, but
no,
Jen, this back and forth and her personality of being helpful and kind to Grams, but then also still being friends with this episode she acts like she can't stand any of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whiplash again of her personality.
Bipolar in a way.
So yeah, she's so bored of this place and she needs something to do. So of course she's going to go to Abby, who she has barely spoken to in several episodes.
I don't know if because there was like this hiatus, if we're just to somehow track that she's gotten bored in the last X amount of time that we're to
and when it was
think has passed.
Like we've watched it back to back. it's easier for us to pick up on continuity errors or
Right.
timeline errors or whatever. Then, even if it was once a week, it'd be easier to go, yeah, there's just old Jen and Abby again, even though they haven't even hung out. And especially this being over a month since the last episode, it is just something that probably as you're watching it live, you wouldn't have even thought about. But me, I'm like, they have not even hung out, and Jen has actually hung out with, well, Dawson, I guess. She's been in class with him and helped on his movie and stuff, but she hasn't. I don't know. It's a lot.
It did feel out of place.
Yes.
But I do have a small note.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but I just made a note that at least Abby heard the sweetest thing anyone has ever heard to her or heard said to her before she died. And that was from Jen in the hallway. That when Jen was thinking back, when she was saying how bored she's been and all that mess, how when she's been thinking back to her best nights in the last year, that they've all been with Abby. And she's like, oh, I think that's the sweetest thing anyone's ever heard or ever said to me.
The when they're hanging out at Jen's house while everyone else is at the wedding, it's so awkward. The awkward dancing and so strange.
I can't handle it.
No. And then when Abby mocks Grams, her voice was spot on though.
It was, but that was uncomfortable.
It was rude.
Yeah.
But then Abby finds out where the rest of the nerd squad is, and notice she doesn't call Dawson. She says Dawson and the rest of them, but this kind of makes me think of when she was trying to flirt and get cozy with Dawson and get friendly with Dawson. I think she kind of likes him a little bit.
Yeah, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, well,
it's
been a minute since these two have hung out.
Yes, which basically she complains to Jen about that.
She makes the comment, Jen makes the comment that they didn't even think to invite me to this wedding to serve at it. Well, you're not making an effort to be friends with them either. Joey didn't invite any of the others. She mentioned it to Jack, and Jack said, I'll be there. Yeah. And Jack went around to Dawson and Pacey. Andie's there because Pacey then turns and tells her about it. So you're not in this friend group at this moment because you're so bored. So no, nobody's going out of their way to tell you when you act like you don't want to be around any of them.
Right. I mean, if it was up to Joey to come up with help for this event, I don't know. I don't foresee Joey running out to go ask Jen.
No.
Truthfully.
No.
And it doesn't really seem like Joey asked that many people. It kind of seemed like Jack did more to get help. So, again, I don't see Jack running out to go and ask Jen.
He's barely had conversations with Jen.
Correct.
Yeah. So anyway. So they end up crashing this wedding, though.
Oh, God. Yes.
Because basically for the thrill of it, I think. Abby is just always looking for something she's not supposed to do.
Yeah, and she's chasing the plot.
So, yeah. So they show up, and they're just standing in the corner drinking free champagne.
Yes, getting tipsy. And Andie tries to kick them out.
Oh my gosh, Andie is brave, honestly.
Yes, she is.
If I'm gonna be honest, if it was me and I saw that I needed to confront Abby Morgan about this after how horrible she's been, I probably would go the other way and just let somebody else do it. Just leave it up to somebody else, or I might go tell Bessie or something. I don't know. I would not do it, but Andie is brave, and she's like, "You can't be here."
And you know that makes me question. Or it leaves me with questions. It's probably a better way to say it. With Andie, sometimes it's like where she can go from, this is probably a harsh word. She can be such a weenie sometimes to just, y'all need to leave. You can't be here. It's invitation only. And, confronting them about drinking and stuff like that. It's just.
Yeah. And kicks them out. I mean, literally walks them out. Like, gotta go.
Yeah. It still goes back to, don't they say that she has bipolar or something?
Well, Abby says something about, maybe you need to take more of that
Well,
medicine
she makes
or something.
the mood stabilizers comment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about back when
Oh,
Andie is seen and given her diagnosis.
maybe.
I think that
I think
bipolar
that's
was one of
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. Um, Andie, honestly, this episode is kind of where I am losing Andie, or Andie's losing me.
Yeah.
I'm past it a little bit, because while I like the characteristic of Pacey that he is taking care of her and he wants to protect her, and it's like he also just needs somebody who can just be
level-headed,
and not where he's having to constantly take care of this person or bring them back down to earth or stabilize them, or he doesn't need that long term.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Correct. And so this is where she's starting to lose me, and her just flailing her arms everywhere.
I mean, I told you there's moments that I can get wound up, and I too can.
I know.
Get a little spastic, but
I just this is where she's losing me though.
Yeah,
which is really like it tracks with what else is gonna come. Like it tracks how she's losing me, honestly.
Well, I wrestle with her whole angle on not believing in marriage, with her history, or her saying and talking all the time about, how she grew up and how wholesome and nurturing it was for her growing up.
Yeah, it doesn't fit with her personality whatsoever. No, it doesn't.
But I mean, I understand that it had to be written this way so that they could kind of play that.
It feels very backwards that it's Pacey that loves it,
right,
and she doesn't.
Yes, but they need that argument for a theme of this.
But it does come out that she actually really does love them.
Oh, well, of course. And, they get to talking about their future wedding in Venice.
That was such a weird.
It was. And you could read Pacey.
I know, but I didn't know how to read his face, to be honest.
To me, it was a check. It was
okay. See, for me, I see that for sure. But then part of me wonders, is he just kind of hesitant because they come from two different classes? Because he's already made that comment about weddings in my family.
I didn't take it.
And now she's from a wealthy, which I know it's not as what it seems on the outside with her family, but she does come from a different class a little bit. And so her saying we're going to get married in Venice, it's like, who is?
Yeah.
Who's paying for that?
Right. Yes, but okay, his whole MO from the beginning of the episode is that he's going to get her to come around to weddings and marriage. Okay. What could have been a clear moment of like, I got her, the bet is over, because he tells her that if you're not fully convinced by the end, you can have all the money that they're being paid to help out. That could have been a full moment of him like, got her, but it wasn't. And I mean, the writing is already on the wall. And honestly, I've been seeing him kind of slightly, I don't want to say fully pulling back, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not like it was in the beginning.
No. Or even just a few episodes
ago.
Even
when she says, when we get married, our wedding's going to be in Venice, the way she said it was very childlike.
Or just a little out there.
I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't.
This is probably harsh, but it had a slightly cuckoo element to it.
It did.
It didn't fit. And I'm sure it's not supposed to.
Yeah. Well.
But, yeah, no.
I think we read it the way we were supposed to one way or the other.
Yeah.
And like it's how we're supposed to feel about her progressing, going forward. I really do think we're on the right track with that.
Yeah. I mean, I did get tickled at them trying their best to salvage the top layer of the wedding cake that she knocks off.
Gosh, they're in charge of the wedding cake. Dawson
Which,
and
why
Jack.
did anybody put them to that job?
I don't know, but who else are you going to put on it?
Dawson would have been better.
Dawson and Jack, because also Jack is clumsy. She
He
put them in
is, but-
groups.
Oh, yeah, they were in groups.
So obviously the McPhee family is full of klutz. That's what. Well, and spastic klutz, because Andie was just
Yeah.
flailing her arms trying to make a point about weddings, and that's how
Yeah,
that
well,
happened. But it was really funny when they come back out at the end with the cake on the cart, and
Yes.
she starts to, and
He's like,
and then she tries to pick it up to put it on, and he stops and says, "I'll do that."
yes.
It was. I mean, who would have thought that Pacey would be?
Yeah, because
the
he's
one.
had clumsy moments himself.
Yep.
It's true, though. There's moments that somebody has to step up and rein themselves in. And to me, that was one of those moments. And Pacey.
Yeah. I love him. I
do
really
too.
do. I really do.
I even made a note that, I mean, I know I mentioned Pacey looking handsome in the last couple of episodes. Dawson has even looked
I think so
handsome
too.
in the last couple of
I
episodes.
completely agree. I really think that this is one. We've said this several times this season.
Mhm.
This to me was one of his better episodes too. Though.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
in every conversation he had, even when he would have a conversation with Jack, or when he would hear something he didn't necessarily like, or it made him feel a certain way, it's still the way he was restrained a little bit, because it would just a few episodes ago, Dawson would have reacted to Joey in a different way.
Correct.
When she said she went to Jack and he calmed her down. But Dawson is really showing restraint and taking what is being said to him and figuring out a way to do better.
Yes.
Because after Joey says to him, Jack has a way of just calming me down. And then he saw it with his own eyes with the bride. So then he asks Jack, how do you do that?
Right.
Jack gives an answer. And then Dawson takes all of this information, and the next time he approaches Joey and he sees that she's upset, he puts that into action. And it really does work. And it's just a slow, gentle way that he's talking to her, that's saying, like, basically, without saying this in exact words, I know you, I see you, I know exactly how you're feeling. He really, in other episodes, it would be, this is what you should do, this is how you should act, because he has such a cloud of positivity all the time, that I think, this is what I thought when she found Jack at school that morning, the morning after her dad was there, and he can tell something's wrong, and she finally lays it all out there about, I haven't seen him in 3 years, I don't know him, and I felt that, felt her pain, felt her hesitation, all of that. But I think that at one point, if this had been Dawson a few episodes ago,
absolutely,
he would have been like, well, give him a chance.
Yes.
Even when they went to visit him in prison that episode, it was he's trying, he wants to know you, Joey. He wasn't listening to how Joey was feeling. I think this episode and in the past few, where he has been showing that he's trying to actually hear the words that she's saying.
Right. He's learning how to absorb, process, and then, like, the word is escaping me, but I can't find the word.
Well, he's
better
listening.
Respond.
He's
on
listening
how to apply.
To listen first, instead of listening just to respond in that moment. It's like he's listening, absorbing it, and then figuring out what needs to be said in that. I don't know. I just, the whole him and Joey in this episode, I was on board for. I even was rooting for the kiss at the end, honestly. I was like, okay, we have made it to this point. We have gotten back together, and it does feel like this is the right time for them. If we're watching it in just this moment and not further down the road. Like, it's like, okay, it's not him forcing the issue anymore. It felt very natural. We have seen, because he hasn't seen the work she's been doing lately, where she has been having this inner battle of, I think I want to get back with him. I think he doesn't know that she's also been feeling this way. We've gotten the privilege of seeing both sides of it without him forcing it on her and pushing her further away. She's been dealing with it on her own, and now they've just naturally come back together because she sees he really was trying to be a good friend.
Mhm.
It wasn't him saying all this to her with hopes of gaining her back as a girlfriend.
Right. There was no prerogative behind this. It
Yes.
was just a good friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a really
With a little love
sweet.
interest in there, but
Well, yeah, because he does love her. He's in love with her.
yeah, they tell each other that they love each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah. But you know what? When they said it, when they're dancing and she
Mhm.
looks at him and says, "Thank you for putting up with me for 16 years
Mhm.
and being a good friend to me."
Mhm.
When they said I love you, it felt like they were saying it to friends. Like, I love you. Like, I have known you forever and I love you.
Mhm.
I know they kissed after it because they still have those feelings, but to me, when I heard it as friendship, like a deep friendship.
I mean, I heard that part of it, but to me, it still had an element of like
Yeah,
the romantic
well, I
side
agree because
involved.
we know that they both still actually want to be together.
Mhm.
But when they said the words out loud,
Mhm.
it felt like because she said it first.
Well, it helps that the song in the background is, home to me, so or feels like home to me.
Uh,
Honestly, though, let's also discuss the fact that there were lots of iconic songs in this episode, including Kiss Me earlier on. But it really was like I kept having to check myself and think, am I sitting here watching How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or am I watching this episode? Because a lot of the songs from the soundtrack were in this episode.
hmm,
Both of those are in How to Lose a Guy in 10
I
Days.
just I really do love the Dawson's Creek soundtrack because
Mm-hmm.
it does feel so nostalgic
Mm-hmm.
and like the 90s and early 2000s.
Yes,
It
lots of
just
alternative
has.
rock.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
It made me start tearing up.
I mean, when you score something so well,
Mm-hmm.
that articulates the point or the message or the moment
Mm-hmm.
almost better than what you're actually
Mm-hmm.
watching on screen.
Yeah, because they feel like home to each other.
Well, it's the power of music.
But what I like too is in that scene where they've come back together,
Mhm.
the parents are watching it and smiling. Jack is watching it and smiling because he knows this is what she's wanted too. She just didn't know how to get back to it.
Mhm.
And same with Dawson, obviously. Everyone knows that. I just thought it was really sweet that everybody is in there and Bessie comes out and sees her and her dad.
Yeah.
It just was a really sweet where everybody's kind of looking on, and this felt like it could have been a season finale.
Oh,
Even with
absolutely.
what happens at the very end,
Yes.
honestly, shows today that would have been a season finale, and we would have had to wait.
1,000,000%. But I mean, I really appreciated that we had this build up with her dad first, and he comes out in his tux or suit or whatever.
Sweetest thing,
Yes.
because he first says no, he's not ready to
Right.
go out.
I mean,
in
he's just
public with.
basically, she's laid it out on the table to him, having this heart to heart about how, she's had these reservations, but that she is glad that he's home and that she loves him. And then he gets cold feet and kind of backs out saying that he's not ready.
Well, I wrote down which one thing she said to him. She said, projecting strength to the outside. Well, this could go with any of these characters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Projecting strength to the outside world is one thing. And then she
Mhm.
goes on to say, you don't have to protect me. Like, you don't have to do it to me.
Right.
And I shouldn't have to do it to you. Like, we can be honest here.
Mhm.
And then
We don't have to pretend.
she wants to go out and dance,
Mhm.
introduce them to her dad, is what she says. And he's not ready because he did overhear her say all the
Well, of
things
course,
she said,
yes.
and he knows what people say about him, and he doesn't want to make it worse on himself or his daughters.
Mhm.
But then when he comes out,
I know.
she's standing there talking to Jack. Jack sees him 1st.
Mhm.
It was so sweet because it just really showed a lot of like intention behind it. He wanted to look nice and look his
Correct.
best because his daughter deserved that.
I know. It was so sweet.
She's his daddy.
Mhm. And then, I thought it was very well observant of him to notice Dawson noticing her and, saying that I think there's somebody else that wants to dance with you. So he lets Dawson cut in, and then he asks Gail to dance.
Who looks
Stunning.
incredible.
Stunning.
Gail looked hot.
Oh,
She looked phenomenal. Let's just
Mhm.
throw that word back out.
yes. I loved Gail in this episode. And even in her tough moments, she still really carried herself well.
Okay, let's take it all the way back to the beginning. When
Yeah.
she is telling Dawson, he's let her watch his movie.
Yes.
She's telling him how great it is, and the how there's it's moving,
right.
and he, because he still has a chip on his shoulder, and he's still so deep in, he
The
can't
spiral.
Yes, he is for sure. He says,
You're just my mother.
You're my mother.
You're
You saying this
biased.
because you're my mom. Yeah. And so they have this conversation, and she asks about the newest teacher at his school being his dad.
Right, but she tells him too, though, that the trick is to stay tenacious.
Yes.
Among other really awesome words that she shares, because those come back around when Dawson gives them back to her on the dance floor.
Dawson looking out for his mom this season has been one of his best qualities.
Absolutely.
And just seeing, like, because season 1, Dawson was so wrapped up in his own world, he could not see the things around him.
No, and she was painted in such a tough light anyway, because she was kind of the one at fault. Or not just kind of, but she was.
Yes.
And, you know.
But man, how quick it turned to where Mitch may have been the one that got cheated on, but I can't stand him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't take much for anybody to switch or flip a switch, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that was a really sweet moment, because she's telling him that the secret or the key is to stay tenacious and to not let any minor setbacks be a setback, and that this is a very minor setback, and that it's only one opinion. So, you know, and she's moved to tears at the end of his movie. That's not phony. But, you know, Dawson's so absorbed in his own head with worrying about what other people think that he can't appreciate her feedback.
No. And it is his mom. So I think
I get that.
I was going to say as a teenager, but even I think there's been moments like recently where I've told my mom, you're my mom, you're supposed to say that, things like that. Or
it's tough not to question that.
Do you really actually think it's good? Do you really enjoy it? Would you watch this if it wasn't me? Things like that. So I get that. But when the whole it's one opinion comes up, it takes it back to the teacher, which then leads into his dad being a sub, and she asks if he's enjoying it. And Dawson says, you miss him, don't you? And she says, yes, more than ever. It's just like a really sweet, quiet moment.
It is.
And it's sad, because you can tell that she still, like, carries it a little bit, that she knows she's the reason this is happening. But she was trying. She has been trying. And he just... to me, he can say all the words of, you have to earn my trust back, this and that, but he really isn't trying to trust her again. To me, it's like an easy way for him to go and have his own fun right now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it makes you wonder, if Gail had never cheated, how long would they have lasted anyway? Because, I mean, you don't just turn that stuff off overnight. Yeah. Not that I've been through it to understand in that regard, but you don't just always flip a switch.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, the new teacher that he is seeing, that she is a colleague, and Mitch enjoys spending time with her.
Yeah. He walks into the wedding with her right after Gail has walked in looking beautiful. I mean, she is glowing.
Yes.
And she tells Dawson she's going to get his dad back.
And Dawson is like, do it.
I know. Right then is when Mitch walks in and Dawson sees him. Gail's behind him. And it's like mortification on both faces.
Correct.
And he turns and sees that his mom is watching it all happen. I thought it was shot really well. Like where we can see her behind him.
And Mitch looks sleazy walking in. Like everything about him just has
He knew his wife was going to be there.
Correct. And Dawson calls him out on that.
Yes. He knew she was going to be there. Why ask somebody you've known for maybe a week to this wedding?
Well, okay, but it's been a few weeks between the last episode of this. We're not really told how long it's been in technically Capeside.
Well, it very soon because Joey says, last night my dad showed up on my porch.
Oh, no, wait, you're right.
So this is all within the same few days.
That leaves me questioning again about Jen. So overnight you woke up and you're tragically bored and... Okay, never mind.
I know.
This show gets on my nerves sometimes.
But so Mitch barely knows this woman. So you're inviting her to this nice wedding that you and your wife have been invited to. You know she's going to be there. It just felt very tacky and inconsiderate.
Okay. It also leaves me questioning, who are they closer to? Mitch or Gail? That both were invited on some level, and it's obviously somebody we don't know about that's just friends with Bessie. Do you like the distance between who these people are to these other people starts feeling a little too vast, other than the fact we need the plot?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the bride didn't even know who Dawson was.
Correct.
So
it's not like the parents showed up as help.
Yeah.
But they were invited. Do you follow me? Like it anyway.
We're gonna go
poking holes in.
We're gonna go with they were close with the groom.
I wasn't even tracking it like that. I was just thinking like, if it's Joey's family or a friend of the family, I don't know. Never mind. I'm just over here poking holes.
Right. It's a small town, so I guess I just think
I don't know.
They're just like
that's still
maybe
a
the bride and groom's parents. I don't know.
It's too big a stretch. It doesn't matter anyway.
I don't know.
I just, the awkward moment was painful when Mitch and Nicole walk up.
A snob. She was a huge snob.
Well, I appreciated when you called her a snot when we were actually watching it. She really
is.
It
was just up in the air.
Yes.
I mean, even when she was talking to Dawson, she acted like she had not just crushed his dreams the day before.
If her nose was any higher, she'd drown when it rained, baby. Ugh. I mean, that's disgusting.
Well, I did drown.
Oh, good point. Full circle moment.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, don't be so insensitive to the dead.
So backing up in just a bit, I forget every time I watch the show, I truly forget how good of a friendship Jack and Joey actually have. It's like I skip over that they became good friends after they stopped dating, and I immediately jump to him and Jen. But Jack and Joey are good little friends, and he is very supportive of her, and I just forget how much fun they have together and the advice they give each. I literally forget. It's like out of my brain.
I gotcha.
I don't know why, but I love it. This episode, I was like, I love when they were sitting on the bench and he's giving her advice. I loved it because he was not holding back. He was like, maybe this is too soon to be public to the world of Capeside at this wedding, and she's like, but I don't want to upset Bessie and him. He's like, well, I'll be there. It was just it was a sweet
thing. I mean, he looks out for her. I mean, think about even the last episode where the photographer asked her to do this photo shoot, and he's like,
you're not going by yourself.
Exactly. I'm going with you.
Yeah.
You're like, protective friend. I personally enjoyed their friendship.
Me too.
Not in any comparison to Dawson. Not to hurt his feelings.
No, but he you can see it on his face from the very beginning when Jack walks up to them in the
Mhm.
hallway, and he finds out from Jack
Yes.
that
Yes.
Joey needs help, and that Mr.
And
Potter has gotten out
yes.
of prison. You can see
Mhm.
it on his face that, wait, what? He did?
Well, I mean, an interesting thought crossed my mind. You know, she was headed to Dawson's house until he cut the light out. Had she stayed there, like had she gone up and potentially just stayed there, because she's done that 100 times, she might not have known that her dad had come home.
Yep. True.
It's just a thought. But she went home.
But then she goes to the ice house. Dawson does come there. Looking, I liked that.
I did too.
You know, I've said this over and over in other scenes, other episodes. The way he approaches her is so different. Right now, he in this scene of him going to the ice house, he approached her with such compassion and genuine concern of how are you doing with this.
Well, I think he knew what that news meant and potentially how it could make her feel. So the weight behind that was pretty well scripted and portrayed on screen, in my opinion.
Yes, I think James Van Der Beek did a good job of how he carried through this episode.
Oh, sure.
And even I really started tearing up when side note, when him and his mom were dancing at the wedding.
Oh yeah, that was
just
so sweet.
sweet. That one teared me up, got me choked up. But yeah, James Van Der Beek, I think this was a good episode.
He did a stellar job this
I think
episode.
this whole season he's done some good work. He has really changed our tune on Dawson, and we can credit that to him and the writing.
Yeah.
Because I think that James Van Der Beek playing it in certain ways has been a really game changer.
But we find out and can see that Joey ends up accidentally hurting his feelings by telling him, you know, that she had talked to Jack, or Jack was able to kind of help settle her down or whatever she said, calm her down. And then they start to overhear the gossip at the table.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I feel Dawson's pain in this though, because he is realizing that the person who has always come to him and he's always gone to is finding other people to confide in and find a safe space in. And right now at that age and in his own spiral, he can't see that she can have more than one of those people.
Right.
It does not take away from what they have. He can't see that. But I get that, because there's like a time, and I'll just use like when you move away from a place or you haven't seen people in a while and you come back together and then they start talking about this other friendship or this other relationship, and there's like a pang that hits you involuntarily. It's not something you can control. Like when that gut punch happens, like, oh, that used to be us. I get it. I completely understand everything that all the emotions that come across his face.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not necessarily jealousy driven. It's just like you've been replaced kind of a feeling.
Yeah. I think it's all coming to a head, what we've been seeing the past few episodes, that they both really want to get back to that friendship.
Yes.
That they had before. And I mean, yes, obviously he wants more than that. He's in love with her and her too. But they just can't get back to that same place.
Well, we went through that in the end of season 1. You can't go back.
Excuse me.
It doesn't work like that.
No. But they never take the time to figure out, this is what I said in the last episode, why their relationship never fully gets stronger, is because they never figure out a new friendship level. It's like they when they're trying to get back to their friendship, bam, they just get back together as boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like, that doesn't work.
That's kind of the easy way, but it doesn't fix it.
No.
And it's not what they both really want. Whether they're able to understand that or admit that could be a little too mature.
But they
do end the episode
kissing again.
Mhm.
So are they back together? Or are they not?
Don't know.
We'll see. But now we have come to the point where Abby Morgan is dead. Did you remember?
Yes.
Because while we've been doing this, you've made comments about Abby Morgan and like when she grows up. And so I've just kind of been like,
No,
because I forgot you watched this entire season.
No, I knew something tragically happens to her.
Okay.
But like to think of her as an adult is a heinous idea that I am so thankful doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not to wish dead on anyone, but I mean,
She was a pretty ruthless character.
yes.
But when she hits her head and Jen starts cackling, I
mean,
understand that too. Because
that's a purely true drunk buzzed moment.
But I probably would have started laughing too if I saw
That's my point.
you hit your
right. Anybody would. I would have been laughing at myself if it
because
had
it
been
wasn't
me.
even just her hitting her head. She was
No.
she fell.
Yeah.
And then hit her head.
Yes.
So I get the cackling behind that. And then
right.
she
off
falls into the water. And that was really high up.
It really was.
It makes me wonder, did she hit that so hard? If that could have like
knocked her out. I don't know. I mean, I wondered how much the first head injury could have played into it, but
I mean, probably a combination of.
I'm sure it's to be implied, but at the same time, I sat there and kind of wondered, how did Jen call 911?
Maybe they heard her screaming and somebody.
I know it's not a big. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and poke all these holes in the storyline and the plot, but I mean, when the ambulance drives off with Abby in a body bag, and it just leaves Jen standing there crying in the middle of the road with a blanket around her, because she jumps in to try to save her. It's. And at what point did Jen get help? You follow me? Like,
I would assume that maybe she got Abby and dragged her out, and then somebody called for help.
I would hope so, but at the same time, it's like, we're not supposed to ask, did she start CPR or anything like that? Like,
no, that's too far, too much.
I know. I'm a paramedics kid. I can't help but think
too
that's
much.
What you're supposed to do, but we don't. I just look at this and I constantly think about the fact that, cell phones weren't what we have today. So, everybody has the ability to call 911 at any given time for the most part.
Yep.
Today, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And okay, question. What if Jen had a cell phone to call 911 at that moment? Could Abby have survived? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, because I really think
the plot and the storyline is she's got to go.
Oh, she got to go.
Yes.
But I think it wasn't just. I think it was a head injury.
She'd been drinking.
Yeah, a head injury, a fall from that height probably knocked her out, added to the whatever was already happening, and then she just water in her lungs. Yeah. I don't know. They could, in the next episode, they could give us more detail of what caused her death. I don't remember. I can't imagine what that would be like to be Jen in that situation where it was the two of you. It wasn't anybody else around.
Yeah.
You think that it's all jokes and it's just, and then tragedy strikes. Like, I can't imagine, and Jen clearly doesn't know how to handle it because she will spiral too. It's going to be pretty bad. But
how could anybody at that age?
I don't know if I could now. It would be hard to process of like how I'm supposed to move forward from this. And it's not even just how am I supposed to, it's how do their family, how does this, where do we go from here? Anything else?
I didn't appreciate how Mitch got so defensive when Dawson pulled him over to the side and was like, well, if your mother has a problem with me bringing somebody. Nobody said it was just Gail.
No.
And you can get your head out of your rear end.
Yes.
Thinking that
He's acting like a child. He is acting like a child.
Yes. But he also then tries to say something about, well, I didn't mean to put you in the middle of it to Dawson. And Dawson's like, you did when you started dating one of my teachers.
And he has from the beginning.
Exactly.
Put him in the middle.
Between the two of them, any of it,
Yes, definitely.
Mitch needs to man up.
Yes, he needs to grow up and yeah.
Okay,
For
I
sure.
did want to at least talk about the bride for a second.
Oh, okay, yeah.
God bless. And poor Dawson walks in to check on her or something, and she is having a meltdown. That she does not know if she is about to make the worst decision of her life, and she's like, I just need to open the window and run away.
And he says that you're. He's like, but you're getting married. Don't you already know this? Like,
right. And I'm sorry, but if you're having those kinds of thoughts on your wedding day, that's a problem. You have either bleached the red flags white, or you have been so colorblind you didn't see them. I don't know. And then somehow,
we wish them a happy marriage.
Yes, we do. But I had so many feelings about this couple that they're really irrelevant, I realize. But you got Andie, who knocks off the top layer, or the top of the cake, which is supposed to be what did she say? Yes, because it's supposed to be a representation, or whatever of their marriage, because at a year later they're supposed to take it out of the freezer and eat it. But meanwhile, Andie and Pacey are trying to reconstruct it, and not well, might I add.
No.
And Andie's spiraling about the bad omen that this is for them. And I mean, granted, it is kind of like a parallel to it gets scooped up and saved the same way that Jack kind of comes in and scoops up the situation with the bride and is like, I bet that he loves you.
I bet that he loves you. It's your wedding day. I would hope he did not propose if he did not love you.
There's been questionable people I know that
Jack is trying. He's trying. The whole soulmate conversation continues to come into the storyline of the show, and it will forevermore.
But the faces that Dawson makes in some of those scenes were great. so perfect.
Good. Yeah, so good. It really was.
Nailed it.
Because it's just like little twitches of his eyes, or
micro expressions, but it was perfection.
Yes, it was.
I don't know how to pick apart where my MVP moment is, but I think overall I'm gonna have to go with Dawson in this episode.
Just the whole, his whole.
I thought in the opening scene that I was gonna have to call Gail, just because of the way she tries to help redirect his spiraling. But I think that the bigger picture is Dawson, because I mean, he even lays down his own pride and everything else when he admits his complexes to Jack about Jack.
Yep.
Asking, how do you do that?
Yep.
So I think my MVP for this one's going to have to be Dawson.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's yours?
I'm not sure, because part of me wants to give it to Pacey and Andie saving the wedding cake as a funny, like they did it, they pulled it off. But then part of me wants to give it to Joey, just in how vulnerable she has to be with her dad once again, like in season 1, and just even though she is having these moments of like, he can't just walk back in here and everything go back. It's a real emotion. But then she also, through Dawson and other conversations, she goes to her dad, swallows her pride in a sense, and just says, "This is why I feel this way. I'm sorry, but I want to go out there with you." And so her, but then Jack is great, because he's kind of, even when he's having feelings for other guys, he still had this chip on his shoulder when it came to Dawson. Every scene. I mean, even when even in like the past couple where he's been out, he still is kind of, him and Dawson have not gotten along. And this
Right.
episode, just seeing him kind of, even at the end when he just watches Dawson and Joey,
Mm-hmm.
it was sweet because it looked like a good friend. All that to say, I think I'm going to give it to Joey.
That's good.
I think I'm going to go with Joey. And my rating, Dawson is the reason my rating is an 8.
Okay.
I'm going with an 8 because of Dawson.
I feel kind of bad saying mine. I'm giving it a 5.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I didn't like what was in it, but that it felt like it had some big moments. And oh God, this is probably going to sound twisted the way it's about to come out, but the way that it ended, while I am thrilled that it happened. Oh, I shouldn't say that I'm thrilled that it happened, but just while I'm happy to see the character of Abby Morgan
Gone.
Mm-hmm. Or leaving.
She is off the show.
She's off the show, but we've still got her service coming up.
Yeah.
At least I would have to assume. But
yes, that's the next episode.
Either way, I'd something about that closing scene just took something away from the episode for me, and I don't know why.
Yeah, okay. It didn't have as heavy of a.
Not necessarily saying heavy.
No, I'm saying like something like that would usually carry a very heavy tone, and that one kind of had a bit of.
I feel like it could have had
dramatic.
A little more comedy to it. Like that sounds so ugly. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like for that it could have been a little bit more serious. It was like over the top dramatic, but not in a someone just died in front of me way.
Right, but I feel like something about it, the element did not sit well with me. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, next episode is probably going to be rated pretty low. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm trying to remember. I thought that I remembered that she has a service
hard.
After
it's
she
hard
does,
to get through. Just not the episode itself. It's like the way people react and respond and the storylines. It's not that they're not good. It's just hard to get through. Like there's some heavy ones.
I think I remember that coming, but I don't know specifics to it. But
well, it's coming. Ready to spin a wheel?
Mm-hmm. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
So it's reviews. Okay, we only have 2. Do you want the 6 or the 4?
I'll take the 4.
Dang it, I wanted it.
Sorry.
Okay, well, it's funny, so I'm doing mine first then. Okay. The 6. Taylor Kingston!
There you are! Yes.
That's so funny. The one with the wedding. I enjoyed this episode, but I didn't love it. It has a very unexpected and sad ending, so stick around for the last few minutes. In this episode, Joey's father is back in town since he's been paroled from prison. He convinces Bessie to open the ice house to cater weddings, and when they get booked, they must enlist the help of their friends to help staff the event. A lot of stuff. Also, this all happened in the moment he got home one night and the next morning.
Yeah.
It's about like Pacey finding people to sign up.
I know.
Get their
in less than 12 hours. But go ahead.
A lot of stuff goes wrong throughout the night, leading Joey to regret ever listening to her dad. After Jen and Abby crash the wedding and get thrown out, they end up at the pier. Since they're both completely wasted, the night ends in tragedy. Abby falls off the pier into the water, and sadly, she drowns, which leaves Jen very upset. Last appearance of Abby Morgan. Best part of the episode, the wedding situations. Worst part of the episode, Abby dying. Overall, I give this episode a 6 out of 10, which in my ratings book is good. I love that's how they end it every time.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Oh, this one is a 4 by Robo1. Oh, it is a long.
Dang it! Oh my God! With numbered bullet points.
What's the title of it though? That's the best part.
This show just keeps getting dumber.
I disagree. I love the show, but I think that is hilarious.
With a spoiler alert. Of course, my eyes back to twitching. Okay. Here I am watching Dawson's Creek for the first time 25 years after it first aired. Season 1 was okay, with a few really stupid storylines. Season 2 seems to be getting worse and worse with every episode. Okay, listen, I didn't like Season 1. I have to beg to differ.
1,000%.
Am I calling this my favorite show in the world? Absolutely not. But it's not getting worse.
No.
So, okay.
No.
It says, I dread what it is like by the season, the final season. There are so many dumb things in this episode that I can't remember them all. Let's see what comes to mind. 1, the local cafe that Joey and her sister run gets magically transformed into a wedding venue.
No,
it looks nothing
doesn't.
like it did in any other episode. Okay, you were not paying attention.
Correct. They said multiple times where it was taking
Thank
place.
you. 2, they need to bring in the other kids to help run the event. That basically has them floating around doing absolutely nothing, causing chaos or dancing among the wedding guests.
They worked hard. They deserve a dance at the end, okay?
Number 3, Andie wrecks the top layer of the wedding cake, which is absolutely smashed to bits. Yet, somehow, totally unexplained, it looks perfect when they finally bring it out.
It doesn't look perfect.
No,
It
it
looks
does
pretty
not.
janked up.
Yeah. Number 4, the bride comes down with pre-wedding jitters. Who is there to save her? Her bridesmaids, her family, anyone else she has ever met in her life? Nope. Just Dawson and Jack saying a few cliches.
I get that one.
Yeah,
I'll give it
That's
that
pretty
one.
valid.
That's
Okay. 5. We see Joey's dad packing away the glasses while the wedding is still going on. What happens if anyone still wants a drink? I don't think he's packing them away. I think he's about to run the dishwasher.
He was washing them, yes.
All right. You're getting dumber and dumber. But anyway.
Those aren't their kind of glasses from the ice house. Anyways,
Yeah,
that would have been
no.
the event spaces
Correct.
glasses.
And that's the kind of thing you put
Yes.
into, yeah. All right, number 6. Joey gets severely stressed about hosting the event, yet basically has nothing to do all night other than bite her lip and get teary. Okay, that's just salty and rude.
Oh my gosh, leave
Yes.
Joey alone.
Yeah. 7, you can see the professional staff in the background of the kitchen doing pretty much all the work. Yet, earlier, it was supposedly Joey's dad coming up with the recipes. Nobody said anything about recipes, dude. Like, it was just that they were going to start offering a catering service.
Yes.
You need to calm down. All right, number 8, this whole premise was an idea to make heaps of money. Let's just ignore all the overheads they had to invest in for one bloody wedding. The decorations, clothing for the staff, all the extra plates and glasses, etc. Again, this is because they don't understand that
They don't understand. They didn't have to decorate.
They
This
weren't paying
woman was
attention.
already having her wedding there. She did everything but the food.
Yeah, I
they
was about
did
to
the
say.
food.
Yeah.
They didn't even do the cake, I don't think.
No.
Oh my gosh.
All right, 9, which is the last point that they made.
Okay.
Jen, for some reason, totally flips her personality again to pair up with Abby, just forgetting how she always ends up hating her 10 minutes later.
Okay, so 2 out of 9 were valid.
Yes. And then it says, I know that this show is all about the feelings, but the amount of stupidity they put into the plot is so distracting that I find it almost impossible to care about any of the characters. Okay. That has a half-truth behind it in that they don't do a very good job of, like, framing timelines and things.
Okay, but
Perfect,
that doesn't
but-
take away from me liking the characters.
No, right. Which is what I said. It has kind of a half-truth, but not totally. That's just
Harsh.
a sour.
I'm about to give it a thumbs down. Oh, dang it. I got to create an account. I'm not doing that right now.
Do it. Give Taylor Kingston a thumbs up while you're
We
at it.
love Taylor Kingston.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Oh, man.
That was so emotionally charged. Like, you know that they had to finish that episode. No, let me go find where I can write what I think.
Gotta give my IMDb user rating.
I'm going trolling, man.
They're
and
the
just-
reason it's a 33 out of 128.
I guess.
Oh,
But,
man.
I mean, surely, I wish we could respond back and be like, hey,
Yeah.
you weren't paying
when
attention.
did they? I wonder when did
And
they
that's a
write?
wrap on today's episode. If you loved hanging out with us, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube where you can watch this full video and follow us on Spotify so you never miss a rewatch. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok for clips, behind the scenes moments, and all the nostalgia your heart can handle. Leave us a comment, rate the show, and share the episode with a fellow roomie. It truly helps more than you know, and we love hearing from you. We'll be back every Tuesday and Thursday with more laughs, more nostalgia, and of course, more rewatches. Until then, keep the remote close, the memories closer, and as always, be kind. Rewind and press play again. Bye, roomies.
Bye. Roll the credits. Press play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote is fully DIY. Editing, us. Producing, also us. Recording, yep, still us. Posting it everywhere, shockingly, us again. 2 roommates, 1 remote, 0 team. So please clap accordingly. Thank you very much.